Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, good evening and welcome to the first stage of right 2025 select, we're in the select board hearing room. We have the Scituate planning board. There is a posted agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? We're all against, right, which is brilliant. Okay, hello. Go to the next page. Okay, number one, we have a continued public meeting, site plan administrative review and Kennedy. We just did it. Oh, okay.
They're very fast.
We're speedy.
Kennedy's Country Garden, 85 Chief Justice Fishing Highway with the parking. Good evening.
Hi, how you doing?
Freezing, but
It's not good, it's July.
I do like that 90 plus heat or something to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good idea for me. Okay, Ms. Hackett, what's going on here with the parking?
No change in the parking since the last time we met, a couple weeks ago. Since the last time we met, we were waiting on the stormwater peer review letter, which is being reviewed by conservation. We received that letter, we submitted a revision to the plan dated June 26th. That was peer reviewed, we got the second letter back. And all of the comments have been addressed. The only plan revision that we expect is to add a note on the plan that was the second leaching catch basin that is speak clean, and then to add that to the on-that plan.
And where's the catch basin on your property or?
Yeah, there are two leaching catch basins located, one here and another one here. Both of them are full of sediment, need to be cleaned out.
I'll have to try this. Okay, so that's gonna be taken care of, yes.
So that was in the peer review report that I sent you.
Yep.
The other day, so, I think that it's all set.
We're also to go, that's any questions from the board?
I am gonna make one recommendation
Okay,
in the conditions that this part of the buffer be removed, because I'm worried about site distance. So the buffer just should go from, in front of the parking.
okay.
I'm worried about, people, it's a hard place to get out anyways, and I don't wanna make it harder for people to see by having the buffer extend all down there.
That okay with you guys?
Sometimes there are places in this town, site distances, or the lack thereof. More dangerous.
And that's what, and that could be one.
That could be one of them, so now it won't be.
Okay, so you want, anyone in the room on the line, just, perhaps you're, Mr. Seth.
You've got someone who's
Maybe
waiting
I'm watching
to
one.
enter.
I really want to believe that in my heart, but.
Let me
most
just-
People watch us,
Oh, they do.
absolutely, okay.
I don't know if you want to make a request again because you just had
Oh, is
someone
there anybody on the
join.
line that would like to say something about Kennedy's Country Garden?
No hands.
Apparently not. Ms. Burbine.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
I move to make the following findings of fact. One, Chris Kennedy, the applicant, submitted an application for site plan administrative review, which was duly filed with the town clerk on May 21, 2025. The application consists of the application, copy of the tax bill, site plan, and existing conditions plan and filing fee. Two, the site consists of a total of approximately 189,157 square feet, of which 106 square feet is upland according to the site plan provided. The site is a corner lot off Chief Justice Cushing Highway and Millgate Street with frontage on both those roads. The site is a garden center with retail and greenhouses and parking and utilities. Three, the site is located in the town of Scituate R1 resident district, salt marsh and highlands conservation district, and partially within the floodplain and watershed protection district. Four, the project proposed by the applicant consists of redoing the parking lot to improve vehicular and pedestrian circulation as the existing parking spaces and aisles are undersized providing unsafe conditions. The proposed reconfigured layout provides a standard 24-foot wide aisle and a 9-foot by 18-foot parking spaces as required in the zoning bylaw, section 760.3. 44 parking spaces exist today and 48 parking spaces are required for the structures and uses in existence on 1188 and are proposed
Oh, what?
on one,
Yes, that's correct, that's right from the zoning bylaw.
Okay.
on 1/1/88 and are proposed to be constructed.
January 1st, 1988, okay.
Oh, that was the date.
Yes,
Sorry. How did I know that's what it was?
that's okay.
Sorry, I forgive you.
So we're good, okay.
By the zoning board, there's always one, in every one of these that I stumble over. Right, the zoning board of appeals granted a special permit in January 1966 for construction of a commercial greenhouse. The site has been Kennedy's Country Farm Gardens since approximately 1966 and operated prior to 1960. 6, section 770.6A, site plan approval, standard A, protection of adjoining premises against detrimental and offensive methods
Can I just stop you right there?
Yes,
So just read the findings when,
No, we don't need to.
I was just wondering about that.
yeah, just read the findings, because
I know.
I just regurgitate right from the zoning bylaw, so if you read the findings.
Just read the findings.
So do I wanna say section 770?
Yes.
Thank you. That's 2 on this one. All right, finding, the project does not propose any changes or expansions of the use of the property. The reconfigured parking is located within an area that is currently either parking lot or display areas. The intent of the project is to improve vehicular and pedestrian circulation. A 6-foot deep planted buffer and shade trees are proposed along the frontage. The board opines that the adjoining premises will be protected as conditioned against any detrimental or offensive uses of the site, and the site plan is standard review of Scituate zoning bylaw, section 770.6, paragraph A. Section 770.6B, site plan approval, standard B, finding the proposed site parking is being moved closer to the street to keep the greenhouse and garden center activities all together. The parking is being constructed per zoning bylaw standard for spaces and aisles and improves public safety. The existing curb cuts on Chief Justice Cushing Highway are not being altered. The reconfigured parking lot does not expand the parking and does not increase traffic volume. The site plan meets the standards of review of the Scituate zoning bylaw for section 770.6B. 8, section 770.6C, site plan approval, standard C. Finding, the proposed driveway, parking lot, and pedestrian access layouts are designed according to standards in the Scituate zoning bylaw, which take into account standard sign practices. The intent of the application is to improve the driveway and parking layout to provide safe vehicular, pedestrian, and truck circulation. The proposed parking is separate from the loading and delivery area, which is proposed to be paved. The new parking aisle will be 24 feet wide, a bylaw standard, along with 9-foot by 18-foot parking spaces. Glare from headlights is minimized through enhanced landscaping. Light posts are specified to be positioned and shielded to prevent spillover onto adjacent properties or rights of way. The planning board opines that the site plan meets the standard of review of Scituate zoning bylaw, section 770.6C. 9, section 770.6D, site plan approval, standard D. Finding, a proposed septic system is being constructed per Title V standards, replacing the existing cesspool. The site is on town water and no expansion of use is anticipated. The improved driveway will provide enhanced access for firefighting. The planning board opines that the site plan meets the standard of review of Scituate zoning bylaw, section 770.6D, for adequacy of methods of waste disposal adequacy of water supply and firefighting facilities on site. Section 10, section 7, number 10, section 770.6.e, site plan approval, standard E. Finding, the site plan was reviewed by the Conservation Commission's consulting engineer, Janet Bernardo, P.E., a closely written group for stormwater. Runoff from the project area currently flows untreated directly to wetland resource areas. A rain garden with a stone swale is being proposed to improve stormwater quality from the improved parking lot. The applicant is reducing impervious coverage by approximately 5,384 square feet, increasing the available recharge to the groundwater. Runoff peak rates and volumes will be reduced, and water from the parking lot will be treated in the rain garden before discharging to the wetlands. The site is not in the Water Resource Protection District. The site plan meets the standard of Scituate zoning bylaw, section 770.6E, for adequacy of stormwater management. 11, section 770.6F, site plan approval standard E, finding site is not located in the Water Resource Protection District. 12, section 770.6G, site plan approval, standard G. Finding, cuts and fills have been minimized and only 2 trees will be removed. No stone walls or other natural features are proposed for removal. Erosion control measures will be provided. The site plan meets standards of Scituate zoning bylaw section 770.6G. 13, section 770.6H, site plan approval standard H. Finding, the site plan meets the standards of Scituate zoning bylaw section 770.6H. A screening is provided in the form of a hedge between the property line and the parking lot. The project does not limit or cause obstruction of any scenic views from public accessible locations. This standard is met. Section 770.6I, site plan approval standard I. Finding, there will be a hedge between the property line and the parking lot, providing some buffering. Shade trees of 2.5-inch caliber are proposed in islands, providing relief to the parking. Outdoor lighting will be provided and is less than 20 feet tall and positioned to prevent spillover. However, night hours are minimal. The requirements of bylaw section 770.6I have been met. 15, section 770.6J, site plan approval standard J. Finding, the board finds there is safe, functional, and convenient access as the proposed park seeking to provide a safe and particular and pedestrian environment. Bicycle traffic is not anticipated for the site as there are none on Millgate Street or Chief Justice Cushing Lane. The requirements of the bylaw have been met. The site plan entitled Kennedy's Country Garden at 85 Chief Justice Cushing Highway, Scituate, Mass. By Morse Engineering Company, Inc., dated 4/11/2025, with revisions through 6/26/2025, consisting of 1 sheet and a stormwater permit application, meets the requirements of the Town of Scituate zoning bylaw, section 770.6, site plan review standard of review to be consistent with the reasonable use of the site for the purpose proposed by the regulations of the district in which the land is located. Is there a second?
Is there a second?
Second.
All in
Discussion.
favor?
Discussion on the.
Yes, I just have to, that last finding, it
Yeah.
should say bicycle traffic is not anticipated for the site, there are no sidewalks on Millgate Street or Chief Justice Cushing Highway.
And to do something that's no sense.
We don't have any sidewalks.
All right, something is amended.
Second is amended.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you.
It's, no, we're not done yet. I move to approve the site plan administrative review for the parking lot. What? The parking lot, improvements at 85 Chief Justice Cushing Highway, subject to the following conditions.
Shows.
Yes, Mr.
I'm wondering if we could say parking lot
and septic improvement. It's not just the parking lot improvement project. So,
But that's the only thing that was asked of us.
well, the plan shows work in the rear behind the buildings in the area of the septic system, right? Parking lot project, associated work showing up. So, okay. Fine.
Well, I can say for parking lot improvements with associated site work.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
What she said,
Associated site.
there you go. 1, all site work shall be in substantial conformance with the site plan submitted for Kennedy's Country Gardens, 85 Chief Justice Cushing Highway, Scituate, Mass. And Morse Engineering Company dated 4/11/2025, with revisions to 6/26/2025, except as may be modified if changes are necessary to meet the conditions below. Finally, cuts and fills have been minimized and, wait a minute. Sorry.
On the right page.
Hey. 2, materials and details of construction shall meet all pertinent requirements of the DPW, Board of Health, Fire Department, Conservation Commission, Planning Board, Building Department, and Commission on Disabilities. With this site plan, administrative review requires approval, permitting, or licensing from any local, state, or federal agency. Such required approval, permitting, or licensing is deemed a condition. The town of Scituate Planning Board's approval of the site plan. All necessary permits and approvals must be received prior to construction. 3, the site shall be in compliance with Title V and the Board of Health requirements. 4, no new underground irrigation systems shall be allowed to connect to the town water distribution system or in any manner use municipal water in accordance with policy made effective by the Board of Selectmen on October 8, 2013, and reaffirmed by the Scituate Water Commissioners on May 26, 2015. All irrigation systems installed in accordance with policy must be supplied by on-site sources or private water suppliers at the expense of the property owner. 5, any modifications to the approved site plan shall be submitted to the planning board for review and determination of significance and verification that the standards of review are met. 6, the town planner is to be notified upon completion of construction. 7, the buffer at the southeast end of the parking lot is to be reduced to be to the north of the parking lot and not in the parking island. 8, stormwater during construction as well as in perpetuity after construction is not allowed to increase in rate or volume to adjacent properties, street off-site. This is the applicant's responsibility to comply with specific requirements at all times, particularly during construction. A pre-construction conference will be required prior to the start of construction, which conference shall include a representative of DPW, the site contractor, the owner, the town planner, and Board of Health, and any other town departments as necessary or required by the town planner. A construction work shall not begin prior to 7 a.m. weekdays and 8 a.m. on Saturday, and shall cease no later than 7 p.m. or sunset, whichever is earlier. No construction shall take place on Sunday or legal/federal holidays. Construction includes idling of trucks and machinery. The applicant shall not allow any large construction equipment or trucks, stage or idle on public roads. 11, the applicant shall notify the town 48 hours in advance of significant equipment and material arrival to the site which may cause a safety hazard or a material disruption of the public way such that a police detail is needed to ensure safe passage. Any police detail required is at the applicant's expense. 12, no parking or unloading on Chief Justice Cushing Highway or Gate Street shall be permitted during construction unless a police detail is required.
Is there a second?
Yeah. So number 10, it should say legal state/federal holidays. Unless you're in a hurry that day. Sorry, you go slow.
7. Is that the change you were talking about?
Yes, that's the
here?
change I was talking about. I was trying to describe it. I mean,
Where, so is it shown in the parking island now?
yeah, it's showing the parking island now, but I don't think that it should be in the parking island because you don't want to have any ability of impacting site distance.
So how far back
just to the edge of the parking.
Sorry, I can't see it.
So that
It's just small.
It's just a small piece, I mean, so that the main portion of the parking has the buffer, but
I
I'm
get
just,
it, I was trying to reconcile.
yeah, I'm just
Works.
worried about that one island. Yes.
Yeah, that's about 40 feet short of each other. 40 feet.
So it should be to the north of the parking island and not in park.
Should say should end in the southerly.
It's just to the north of the parking. So-
All right, so I can say should end at the subway.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
Second is amendment.
Second is amended, all in favor? Thank you, Mr. Kennedy.
Should be talking to you, Chris.
Thank
Thank you very much.
you. Evening. We have an instant, at 7 p.m. to the west. We have an insignificant change, the site plan administrator will for the sale home at 809 Country Way. How are you this evening?
I'm good, thank you very much.
What's going on?
So, originally, we had request for 9 bedrooms.
Identification.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Your name and
Sorry.
address.
My name is Mary Ellen Henry, 9 Village Lane, and I'm the executive director for Sale Home Scituate. So, at the original site plan review, we requested a 9-bedroom system. After further review of our residents, as you know, these are individuals with intellectual disabilities. We felt it necessary to have another caregiver unit, because therefore we would have 2 caregivers for the 8 residents, and that's really for safety and well-being. So that is the change. We added a small studio for an additional caregiver unit.
So your septic system will adjust to 10 beds.
10 beds.
Right, so based upon my preliminary conversation with the board, a few weeks ago, I directed Walter Sullivan to put this in as an insignificant change, because that's the direction you guys seemed to want to take last time, so that's how I directed this to be.
How is the project coming along?
It's great. We expect completion by the end of October. In fact, for septic, McDougal is our contractor and they're ready to go. So, I'm hoping for your approval so that they can seek a permit as soon as possible.
Process. Any questions on the board?
No.
So it's coming to the Scituate.
I realize that,
Maybe
I
Jesus is
do
gonna
realize
get you.
that, and that was, because this is a $100,000 project for us as a nonprofit, but we have to do what we have to do, because we want to open
And there
and
is,
service.
and can I ask if there is a connection to the sewer, right?
The planning board did not approve that at the time, I mean, so that's gonna be up to them when they do this. If they wanna put in a
Stone.
right, it's on
Right.
septic,
We have
and
a
that's
step.
how the planning board approved it.
Correct.
That's how the planning board approved it. They wanna put in a pipe while they're doing work so that it doesn't, it's not, they don't have to dig up stuff later. Well, that's they'll have to coordinate with the sewer division.
Take that under advisement.
Yes, thank you very much.
More stuff.
Save you water.
But they're not digging up the parking lot.
No, I know that, yeah.
So that's,
The septic system is to the right of the parking lot.
Yes.
And the put a stub is just sort of, under that hideous stone wall building.
Yes.
they need to do it to the sewer division required.
That's, yeah, so
There
that's
you go.
process.
Then you can do it. That would do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do believe that our project manager has been in touch with potentially the engineers that have been scoping out, surveying. So they did actually identify possibly an area where the stuff is going.
Yeah.
I don't know where we landed on terms of getting that piping set in now, but we're all about improving what we can do now in advance so that we don't have to tear up any more of the property in maybe 2 or 3 years.
Real question, 3 to 5 years for the last 35 years, is right.
Right.
Yeah, it's just a big number.
I know, I. So, all right then. Karen, there's a motion?
Yes, the motion. I move to accept the applicant's request to have an insignificant change site plan administrative review for a mixed-use building in the village center and neighborhood district, North Situate Village, Outer Village Sub-District. BZN NSV OV for sale at 809 Country Way by adding an additional bedroom to go from 9 bedrooms to 10 bedrooms, provided there is an approved Title V septic system installed prior to the occupancy permit is issued.
Second. All in favor?
I kind of have one request.
Oh, okay.
I think that the sale property needs to maintain the vegetation that's growing on the wall. You know, work, there's a project going to be permitted next door. And it's kind of hard to see coming out of that existing 803 Country Way driveway, looking to the north to Cohasset. So I think the vegetation on the wall needs to be maintained.
So while
I agree.
you're still unoccupied, we still need to make sure that the safety for other people around.
I agree, and as this evolves there and
Yeah.
North Situate in that particular community, we will of course be looking at that and see, you know.
And everything
There's
will
any
be girl like Tracy with this rain.
I know.
Things will be girl like Tracy, so
Yeah.
that's something to keep in mind.
Absolutely.
Since there's dangerous.
I mean, you want your people to be able to see
See
coming
everything.
in and out of there as well. That's an important.
Like your contract is
like, obviously with this population, it's really one of our most.
Well, not only that, it's contractors, so they
Yeah.
can get it there, so you don't
Yeah,
have to trust that. All right, is there a second? We all set? Okay, all right, okay.
We're all set.
We're all set.
Thank you guys.
Well,
Thank you very much.
We all said aye.
aye, good luck.
That's unanimous.
Thank you.
And, we'll look forward to.
I know, I'm looking forward to having them all come upon completion to work
Okay.
on a really great project.
We'll look
Thank
forward
you
to
so
that.
much for your support.
I'm pleased with how fast you're moving along.
I know, it's great.
Very exciting.
Thank you very, very much.
Nice to. Right,
Congrats.
oh my goodness,
Yeah,
moving
thanks.
right along, so we have, are you gonna say with us, okay, well, A. Why not, all right, and on Clifford Glen Road, assessors map 17-4-41, normally, now 17-4-41-E, lot 5A, number 155, 17-4-41-G, lot 7. Anyways, it's Mr. Litchfield's house, how are you doing?
Good, so,
Vacant land.
It's the land.
Vacant land.
This is the land, what's going on?
Jeff Bassett here again, on behalf of the property owners. This is an A&R plan application. The board endorsed a plan that subdivided this property, back in December. And this A&R plan modifies the rear lot lines of lots 5, 7, and 8. And the reason is to align the rear property lines with the lease agreement to the utility company in the rear. There was a new lease agreement for 2016 that we weren't aware of and made that lease area larger.
Is that for self-help?
Yeah, exactly. So we ended up making those 3 lots, 5A, and we renamed them 5A, 7A, and 8A. They're each a little bit smaller. This zoning district is the R1, we have a minimum of 40,000 square feet, and they're all 2 acres plus still, so they're more than the required area. And the front part of the property is the frontage of the width is about 100 all, so it's still nice.
How are things going on up there?
What's that?
How are things going on up
Oh, I don't really know, to be honest.
there?
So,
Does it have enough room?
yes.
Yeah.
The 3 lots have the required frontage and access off of Black Road. So I will just say that this is in the Water Resource Protection District. You did get a comment today from the Water Resource Committee that all Water Resource Protection District requirements will have to apply when somebody goes to develop in the Scituate portion, Scituate stuff is going to have to comply. I mean, the difficulty of some of this stuff is involved,
Yeah.
but,
Where's the delineation?
Where's the Norwell town line?
The normal line is here. So these properties.
These
are
ones are
Scituate.
pretty much entirely in Scituate.
Right, yeah.
But right now, access to the fire tower, and I don't know where access is planned for this easement area, it's in the front parts in Scituate, then it goes
That much
into
more.
So these 4 lots are entirely shown as
Right,
plan
these
are entirely in Scituate, but this was an 8 lot and originally the other 4 lots, the line bisects lots.
Oh,
So it's gonna be difficult at some point when things start to get developed, because, you know, it's a very steep site, it's glacial till, and things are gonna need to be controlled.
Well, even now with the roadway that goes up to the tower.
Yeah.
Often the water just, and the rocks and everything just
trickle down.
trickle down.
Well, that's the access road to the house.
There's a house up here at the end of that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Who knew?
But
It's
this is
like one that's
access,
across the street, you never know about either way that colors are.
this is access and frontage, so the planning board has to endorse.
Yeah. And that's gonna be cell towers, so all gonna have better cell service.
I hope so.
Okay, so the cell tower's already there.
It is.
Yeah, just,
Yes.
but
All right. Where's the house with that driveway?
way up.
It's on, it's further up,
It's further up.
it was on lot 4, I believe.
It's off of this page.
It's off of it.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's on the page.
Are we ready then? I move to endorse this approval under subdivision control law not required, a plan of land in Scituate, Mass, approval not required, division of land, plat road, Scituate, Mass, Scituate assessors parcel 17-4-41, 17-2-27, and 17-2-30 dated June 18, 2025 by Jason Scott, professional land surveyor of Morse Engineering Company, Inc., for applicant Genevieve Murphy and owner Ray F. Litchfield Jr. Family LLC, as the division of land is not a subdivision, as every lot shown on the plan has frontage of at least the distance presently required by the Scituate zoning bylaw on the public way of Black Road, or is noted as not a buildable lot without zoning relief. With the planning board stand added that the planning board endorsement of this plan is not a determination as to conformance with zoning regulations.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
I would just ask that any further applications that come in on this property, that the proper house numbers and assessors map lots be used.
Okay.
Yes.
They've all been assigned at this point.
Yes, I forwarded that information to Tia and Greg.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're moving right along. We're gonna approve our minutes. Yeah, reading, I'll take that. Yep. I take everything you don't need, okay? Yep.
Move minute of June 26, 2025.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
And everything, I'm sure we spent money.
Okay, usually I have a piece of paper. Okay, Jesse Consulting,
Fine. You can figure that out.
what I can figure out. For John Chesia for 799 803 Country Way, $1,487.50. For Chesia Consulting Services, 3 Cannon Road, $77.50. And Gannett Normal Local Legal and Postal Matter for $114.40.
Second. All in favor? So now I'm happy to introduce our new select board liaison, Freya Schlegel, come on up. Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you want to be our liaison.
You guys are so much fun.
Yeah, you're the most, just the best.
We get paid the big bucks.
Well, yeah. My name is Freya Schlegel. I am newly elected to the select board. I wanted to liaise to you guys, mainly because I liaised you guys when I was on the Water Resource Commission. I don't know what you guys are doing, but I kind of know what's going on. And I'm a merchant in North Scituate. I want to be able to know what's going on with that and help the communication in the town to what's going on with that and make sure that when the sewer comes and when it's developed, it's done correctly, which I'm sure you guys will make sure that's the best of your ability
The best.
within the zoning restrictions.
It's a limited power we have over
The
sewer.
limited power that we have, it's nice to see, that our liaison is here. We are two pretty important boards, and we have to really work very closely together, and sometimes there's a little hit and miss, so glad that you're here and you're willing to, offer us and tell us what's going on that side. I am the other liaison to that board, so, right, so, so, I mean, we hear everything. We have, some exciting stuff coming up, which is gonna impact the whole town, so that's nice that at least there's something there. Yeah?
Yeah, so I'm gonna just, step a little bit ahead, to the next item too, because it's important that, our liaison know what we're doing. We're going to be working on revising stormwater regulations and possibly bylaw, because we are not going to be in compliance with our MS4 permit. So we have to add some stuff so that all development has to have 90% TSS, and there's a phosphorus component too. That phosphorus component can mostly be achieved through infiltration. Redevelopment, MS4 requires 80% TSS, but we already have it in our bylaw as 90%, so we're not going down, we're staying the same. And they have a phosphorus component of that as well. So, and 1 inch of all impervious surfaces have to be infiltrated. So that we are.
Phosphorus.
I think it's phosphorus, I'll go back and read it.
Okay,
All right, well,
either or,
either or.
Okay.
Whatever the magic word in the EPA said to Sean was. So right now, I'm working on trying to integrate some of the stuff that a working group had. There was a working group that worked on the bylaw back in 2016, and then from there, a working group met to try to revise the regulations. The regulations, they need some work, but the developers feel they wanted certain things and don't believe that that can be possible under the MS4 regulations. And we're going to try to get this together so that the MS4 consultant can review the draft documents. And I'm going to plan to review with our consulting engineers with the hopes of having a stormwater workshop at the end of September and a stormwater public hearing by the end of October.
Stormwater regulations.
Pardon?
Stormwater regulations.
Regulations.
Is that what the story one here then?
No, I don't believe we're going to attempt the bylaw at this point in time. We're going to wait to see after we get the regulations done, if town council thinks that we have to do bylaw as well. That's gonna take longer if we have to do the bylaw. But the bylaw was already done in 2016, but so that would take longer. I don't know that we can get together for the annual town meeting.
But aren't we also waiting for some?
We were, but we can't wait now. We're not, we have to
Why
go
don't we
ahead.
just put on hold for a
Right,
while?
we were waiting for DEP to change their regular,
And they're still talking about.
they're still talking about it, but we have
to move forward.
to move forward. So I'm trying to get the stuff that we wanted to get in the stormwaters regulations and put the stuff that's required for MS4 and go from there. It does put more stringent requirements on development, what can I say?
Well, maybe it should.
And, we already are more stringent than the EPA because we have limits of 15,000 square feet and an increase in 25% impervious. So we already are more stringent and, some people don't like that, but, after the phone calls we got today and some of the things we saw today, single family home sites are they're the biggest problems. So I don't think that I think we should keep our standards the same. EPA likes what we're doing. EPA definitely likes what we're doing.
That helps.
So that will be coming down the pipe,
Is that a heavy lift for you, Karen?
Yeah.
Yes.
because I'm taking the first pass. We also have building height coming down the pipe too. We are trying to work on building height for the spring town meeting. There's,
Why are we doing that?
why? Because there seems to be a little bit of disagreement among some of the developers of what really is the maximum building height. I'll give you an example. Building height in the zoning bylaw basically is defined to the midpoint of a gable, okay? Well, what about this other feet to the top of the ridge? It's defined, so how much more should that really be? The definition of
I
height.
mean, that's how it's always been defined.
Right,
So
right, but-
why,
All right, so I'm gonna give you an
it
example.
feels like we're picking a fight on
No,
No, I
no.
think we need to do this, in the table for the VCN, it says the maximum height is 40 feet. Well, but that's not how everybody's reading it, they're reading it, the maximum height, then they're saying is to the midpoint of the gable, which is how the height definition reads. All the height definitions read that way, so then, we are getting buildings taller than the 40 feet, because they're going by the definition of height.
So
Why
our
are we
definition,
saying that with any other building as well?
Yes.
Why would that be any different?
So what we're looking to do is, and I only have comments back from one person so far, is that, so how much should you really be able to go to the peak? And that's same as a residential district too. They have this kind of unwritten thing, you can have 5 extra feet. So while in a residential district, your height is 35 feet. And if you have a gable, it's measured to the midpoint. So you've got this other piece that, we're just trying to quantify. And also, there's a little bit of an issue as with setback, step back, and height. And so that issue is, we're trying to work on that.
so can I say that part of that is, when Karen and I were design review, we were speaking with real life operating engineer architects. There's a little bit of question about between the three of them of what it is that we're really looking at, and they suggested clarify that.
Seems to me it's really clear.
Well, when I'm-
I don't know why we need to re-clarify.
For me, the project on Country Way is too tall.
Does it meet the height designation?
Yes, it did.
And then it's not too tall.
Right, because it was down to the average grade, to the gable. So, but then you have that other distance that's not,
But we have that with every single.
that's
house.
correct. So,
So why is this any different?
Because the architects question it,
the
right?
architect's question about setback, step back.
Yeah.
And so I'm just saying, we're trying to work on that issue. It's an issue that's not going away.
So some people feel it's not as clear as it should be.
Right, some people feel it's not as clear as it should.
Well, that's feel, but there's written language around it, and we have definitions, so what's not clear about it?
It's not,
The definitions aren't.
I know.
They don't figure out clear, they don't.
Sounds clear to me.
Well,
To the
so
midpoint of the gable, right?
that's where the height is
From the
measured,
average ground height.
from the average ground.
Sounds pretty
But I
straightforward.
think, but the other thing is you're saying, but really, we don't, the average gable, we don't want another 5 feet on top.
I mean, that ship sailed
I think
long
that
ago.
ship sailed, I have to agree with you, Steve, I think that ship has sailed, that's
This
what
has
they,
been, how
that's-
long has this been the
that's been a
definition?
practice for a long time, and I think that we have to just write it down so that it's crystal clear.
What if there's a gable that's like over size? The
Well,
midpoint of that would be much higher than like what one is.
Well, I don't think the building department lets a way oversized gable go.
I hope not.
I mean, but that's, I mean, I'm working with the building commissioner, I sent him a draft. I have sent all members of the design review committee a draft. But we're just starting to work on this, because it's gonna take a while to figure it out.
Then you see a house go in.
My vote is, it's already figured out. either way.
Yeah, no, but then you have a single family home built with a huge foundation, exceedingly tall, and then a house goes on top of that.
Again,
No,
it
it
has
goes
to be
from
from
the
the
average
average,
ground
it has to be from the average
It's
ground
not from the
height.
foundation.
It has to be from the average ground height. I understand what you're saying, Ann, but, you know, I have to rely on, you know, the building department and, you know, that they're doing their job with that.
I just have to do the math right.
They
It's
just have to do
pretty
the math right,
straightforward.
and the building department does check the math on the average grades. I'm just saying it's coming down the line, we have to do something about
make clarify.
it. Another,
I'm not completely on board with it.
Now we have a hot seat.
so, I mean, these are issues that we deal with.
Obviously,
I
You have to answer building heights.
don't wanna talk about building heights.
And so, as part of
Well,
my
thank you.
as part of my planning and development report, I'm also gonna tell you that there has been, you know, there's some language clarification that's also gonna happen with the Water Resource Protection District. So I'm just letting you know that none of this can be accomplished for fall town meeting, because the warrant basically, I think, opens July 22nd, closes August 5th. So obviously, we don't have time to prepare anything, but it takes a long time to start working on these issues, and so that's what we're starting to work on. And
What's
also,
the issue with the Water Resource Protection District?
there's, the Water Resource Committee feels that some wording is missing from the bylaw. And so I've asked them to give me a first draft, and we'll look at it.
but one of the things we have to keep in mind, planning has been inundated between the MBTA, between the ADUs, all of that took such an inordinate amount of time
That's correct.
away from the regular stuff. And I think under the circumstances, you've done an incredible job, Karen.
Yes, thank you, I'm just saying, we gotta
agree with
we
that.
gotta deal with these issues.
We have to deal with.
I'm saying, let's not pick any fights we don't need to fight.
But I think,
Let's make it not make your job
right,
better.
but I think we need to understand that some of the stuff is, believe it or not, has been, goes back years.
I'm sure,
Years and
I'm
years
sure
and
it does, I'm
It
sure
does,
it does.
and at one point, talk of having a specific height requirement from pier all the way down to the end of Cedar Point, so that we wouldn't end up with all of these humongous mansions. And Beach Association didn't want any part of that, so that went by the rules. It's been
A long time.
All I can do is, if the board doesn't like it when it comes time, then the board doesn't have to sponsor it, and it'll die. But I'm just saying,
Hopefully it
we have
will.
to,
Yeah, I'm just trying to pick our battles and I'm pushing me like
well,
that's
I
gonna make more work for you that we aren't really.
understand, and we'll just,
But the stormwater is something you cannot ignore, right?
stormwater is something we can't ignore.
Stormwater.
No, but that does not, the regulations do not go to town meeting. Only the bylaw, if that has to change, that's a general bylaw, and that will go to town meeting. But regulations, we have a public hearing on that.
Okay. All right,
So I just try to keep you up to date with what's going on
the house,
right, stormwater is a royal pain in the neck. ADUs are a royal pain in the neck.
could I ask you, just for curiosity's sake, any come forward that you've rejected,
Anyone,
any ADUs?
no.
You have to, I guess, nothing, that's not.
Well, we just see, because we try to work with the people.
Yeah.
You know, we have some people who say they want to file an ADU,
Yeah.
okay, well, you know, it's too big, you can't have that, so go back to the drawing board.
Okay, so,
So, you know, so we try to get it to be right before it's submitted to you. You
I
don't
just-
have-
that's my question I'm asking you, how many of those have come before me that you
Oh, and
rejected?
you have several,
Okay, just wondering, okay.
several. I mean, you'll have an ADU on August 14th.
Okay, just wondering if there are people just willy-nilly try to step over there.
I think that's the right way to do it.
No, we're trying to help whoever, you know, if they want an ADU, we're trying to make sure that they understand the bylaw and meet the requirements before anything is stamped in and comes to the board. Because obviously, you
You
know,
don't wanna get all the way there and then reject it.
right, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
That's,
I mean,
that's
we've
what
had several that are a little pie in the sky, but, you know, we still try to work with everybody to give them what the law says that they can.
okay, drop them on their bench. Okay, that's great. Great. Did anybody with liaison?
No, it's 4th of July, nobody was home.
It's kind of quiet, actually.
This traffic rules is coming to tonight. CPC is Wednesday, Monday night, and affordable housing is Wednesday.
Well, all right then.
So then, what is it? Try to go about that,
Much to say.
lots to say.
I'm going to zoning on the 17th, so whatever much to say. Okay. Karen, why don't you give us a planning and development report? You will let preface that because you're very, very busy. We appreciate that.
So, there's a leave a comment period has been extended again, what? For, 21 Central. The comment period is extended to August 12th, I think with the decision August 22nd. August 12th is the deadline for Mr. Brodsky to submit for the September 11th meeting. He's asking for a continuance from the July meeting, which you'll have next time. And so I mean, I don't know,
There are no words for this.
there are no words for
There are no
this.
words.
And so I sent back an email to Mr. Brodsky, you sure you want to do September 11th, but that doesn't, we're gonna be having some submit before you totally get all your people comments. So, and I didn't get an answer. I mean, I really would like to try to minimize the amount of times, and I think I'm gonna make them re-advertise, because it's been, since they were here in March.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really not fair to the public, to keep continuing without some type of, further public notification.
Nothing else going on?
We're busy.
So I'll entertain a motion.
Sure. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Awesome.